Player 1. Chime. Player 2. Level 1.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 56 of the Total Evercade Podcast. I am your host, Blunners, not the usual Ollie. I'm the different Ollie. That Ollie is having a trouser accident as we speak. So, without further ado, I have Mr. Triangle Face. How are you doing?
Very good. Good evening. How are you?
Very good, mate. It's good.
Excellent.
And the man, the myth, the legend, Sir Top and Hat.
Good evening. Oh, super excited to be here. So, yeah, hopefully we'll have a fantastic evening lined up.
Brilliant. So, before we get into that, we'll quickly check the chat. We've got, I've just pressed the wrong button. I'll leave you to do it, Tim. It's always me that normally does it. We've got the Skip-ins, David Newley Music, brilliant, Colin Brown, Mr. Taylor has given us money as well. Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Got Mr. Craddock, Timothy Earnshaw, got loads of people in. Vernon Couchman, hello, Vernon. Hope you're good. And Jay South, evening, gents. And we have Gene Joke. I love that avatar picture. That is sick. Adam H. Toxo. So we will get right in to the first topic while Tim keeps going through. And that is what you're playing. So we'll go with you first, Sir Top and Hat. What are you playing?
Well, I've been going over 2 collections over the last week. I've been playing a lot of Data East Arcade 1. So I've been playing a lot of Sly Spy and a lot of Burger Time on the Evercade Alpha, and that has been fantastic. I really do love it, and I've been trying to last as long as I can on things like Sly Spy on 1 credit, and I've been doing really well. So, yeah, I think it's just a matter of time before I close in on that. I haven't played it for quite a while, but it is a personal favorite. And you'll know in the comment section if you used to own this, any ports you're fans of. I had it on the Commodore 64 on the Night Moves pack, and it was absolutely fantastic. It really did do a cracking arcade conversion. So if not, check out a YouTube video because you might enjoy that. The other one I've been playing a lot of is Team 17. I came across Alien Breed on the Evercade Alpha. Now, there's no better way to play an Amiga game than with a joystick. And I've got to say, those Alien Breed games are absolutely fantastic with a joystick. And I've really, really dug it and got into it, something special. So yeah, that's definitely something for people to check out if you haven't done so already.
Yeah, I love that Team 17 car. Yeah, I didn't think of that actually playing. I haven't played it on my Alpha yet, but I might have to now. So yeah, Tim, what have you been playing?
So I was still playing a bit of the game of the month when we had the Zool. So I never finished Zool, so I'm trying to stick with it and finish it, hopefully before we get the next one out. So, but I forgot how hard it is. It's actually a really tough game.
Yeah.
I remember playing it was one of the earlier games I got into as a kid. I remember the Chopper Chop level, obviously at the start, everyone remembers. But after that, then the music level, I was like, I don't really remember much of this. I was like, did I ever get past the music stage when I was younger? Because it was really tough. But I think he's got one of the best sound effects of being hit and dying that is in any game. So when you get hit, it goes wah, wah, and when you die, it goes wah. So I always found that quite funny when you're getting smacked around. That's quite funny. And also I decided I went through my carts, so I want to play something. I kind of did a little bit of a random shuffle, and out popped Indie Heroes 3. And I've not really played a huge amount of Indie Heroes 3. So I've been playing, I had to bring things to remind myself what they were called. So I played Ore Body Binder's Tale, which I completely bypassed last time. It went under the radar. I didn't really play it at all. And it plays very much like Mega Man. It's like jumping and shooting. It's a nice little platformer, sort of 8-bit style platformer. And then the other one I played quite a bit of was Magic and Legend Time Nights. which is a nice little sort of platformer. Looks like it's Game Boy game, where you have to go around and make sure you kill all the aliens in the level before exiting through a portal. Those are quite fun little games. So I think I'm going to stick with that cartridge for a little while. What I might do is I might rotate my cartridges and maybe have one cartridge in my Evercade per month. And regardless of where I've got to, swap it out for another one, just to sort of rotate my games a bit so I can get a bit of a good mix.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So before I start, I gifted my membership like I always do, and I think it's gone to you, Mr. Tales, from the Junkland Waste. So you have leveled up. Yeah, I've been playing a bit of Zool. Like you said, it's quite weird actually, because I don't remember really getting past the first level because it's been so long since I played it. So yeah, it's a bit different. I played it on the alpha. Also, I've been playing a bit of Indie Heroes 4. You got to love Murtop. I still can't decide whether I prefer playing it on the alpha or I prefer playing it handheld, because I feel sometimes the control, like, it doesn't do what I want it to on the alpha, whereas when I've actually got the VS controller, I'm finding my input is exactly what I want. So I find it a bit easier than I was finding on the actual arcade, which is weird because it is a perfect arcade like style game in that I can't remember what the engine's called. Go Dot engine, which is, do you know what I mean? It's perfect for arcade kind of like alpha games. And also I've been playing a bit of what's the game called? Broken Sword, second one. So yeah, that one. Yeah, so I've done the first one. The smoky mirror, yeah. So the beginning bit is just you're like tied up to this. You just tied up to a chair, and I don't give too much away, but it took me a lot longer to get out of that room than what it should have, because I was like scratching me, thinking, what the hell have I got to do? And it's quite funny on one bit you've got to do to get out of that room, and then you're just sat in a cafe for a bit. So yeah, I've done a bit of that, but yeah. So that is mainly what I've been playing. Guys in the comments, let us know what you've been playing, and yeah, that's just bring us on to our next topic. So we'll go straight into our next topic, and that is the new Evercade cartridges have been released. So you can now play Atari Arcade 2 and Tomb Raider Collection 2. Guys, did any of you two pick up these games?
I have not. I'm not a huge Atari fan, but although I do think it's a decent collection, and it's the kind of games I think a lot of people go to Evercade for. So it does feel like a good cart to me, just not my personal preference Atari. But you get 10 games on that cart, and it looks pretty decent. So I think that's going to be a good cart for a lot of people. The Tomb Raider Collection one, I'm not so sure about, because it's 2 games. I've not really played the later ones. I've only really played the first couple of Tomb Raiders. I'm not sure how much love people have got for Chronicles, or was it Last Revelation? I'm not sure how popular those ones are, if that's going to do as well. But I think Atari 2 will be quite a popular cart, but it's just not for me. But the second Tomb Raider Collection, I'm not so sure. I think it's one of those things where they probably would have put them all on one cart if they could, but because of size, they've split it over 2, much like they did with the Duke Nukem Collection. I'm just not sure if that many people are going to want to get a cart just for those two Tomb Raider games, Chronicles and Last Revelation, because I don't know if people have got the same nostalgia for those as 1 and 2 in the first couple of games.
Yeah, Derek, what about you?
No, I haven't picked up either, unfortunately, at the moment. Basically, Tomb Raider, I already own, obviously, Last Revelation and Chronicles on the original PS1, so I can play those anytime. So there's no hurry on that. If I do decide to pick it up for the Evercade, it'd be over the winter when I can sort of peruse through the levels and just check out all the hidden things and whatnot. It's been a while since I visited both of those, but yeah, I mean, they're decent-sized games, and if people are into Tomb Raider, that's certainly the way to go. These two I've just picked up at a car boot sale, and they were £1 each. So for £2, yeah, it was a no-brainer, and they're a brilliant add to my collection. So yeah, fantastic. So I'm not in any hurry there. I really, just like Tim, I really fancy that Atari collection. It's got a decent amount of games on it, but yeah, I'll wait until I can order 2 cartridges at once, and then perhaps I'll pick that one up because I think it could be something special on the Evercade Alpha. But yeah, none of those games screamed, play me immediately. So I'm not in a huge hurry, but it's certainly a collection I will pick up in the future.
Yeah, I previewed both carts, and both weren't for me. Like with them bumping Tomb Raider collection to £25, I felt that's a tough sell for me. I didn't feel it was worth £25, to be honest, because obviously you got to love tank controls to play those sort of games. And like in the preview video I've done, I'm just trying to make this jump, and I'm trying not to swear my head off because I just kept overcooking it, or like just not enough, or pressing jump too early, or getting to the edge and just falling down. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna go mad. So yeah, for me it wasn't. It's like £25. I think is a hard sell for a Giga cart for someone who's not like me, who's not after every single cart. The Atari collection, there's some great games on there, like Berserk, Frenzy, Tasmania, Lost Tomb. I didn't really like that one. Moon War, couldn't really get on with it. Dark Planet, I didn't really understand what was going on. Rescue and Minefield aren't too bad. Fire Truck, I just kept crashing and dying. But Maze Invaders, I loved Maze Invaders. I don't know if any of you two played that one, but Maze Invaders was phenomenal. For me, that's the game for that cart, but I couldn't justify £20 just for the one or two titles on there then, because I didn't feel Rescue is good, but yeah, a lot, and Frenzy and Berserker are very good. Be interesting to play because I think like it'd be more for your your alpha kind of play. But yeah, if what game do you reckon is the best on the cart, Derek, for Atari Arcade 2?
Well, probably from my own personal point of view, I think it's Berserk. Yeah, I mean the sequel Frenzy is very good, but obviously the ricocheting bullets can get a little bit tricky there for people. But yeah, if you were going to jump in, I just think Berserk, even though it doesn't give you a massive amount of time until that little meanie comes on the screen and you've got to like shoot everything and peg it.
Yeah, he just had to like peg it out of the room. It just comes out of nowhere, and like I just
it's really dangerous. It moves really quickly. What's all that about?
To be honest, I don't know whether I deleted it because when it first came on the screen, I hadn't played it before, and I went after it thinking, I was going to get a level up, and it just it just killed me straight away. I was like, oh my god, what have I done? Such an idiot. But yeah, Tim, have you actually played any of them Berserker friends?
I don't think so. No, I've not played them.
Sorry, Derek, what were you saying there?
No, I was going to say they're just brilliant games. They're great to sort of have a pick up and play, and it's a real sort of arcade experience from the 80s that even people that didn't really game much in the 80s can relate to. It's got some speech in there, and as I say, lots of great shooting action. It's really good fun. But yeah, as I say, if I was going to play it, rather than play it on the Super Pocket, I would go 100% for the cartridge, where you can have it on a big screen or on the Evercade Alpha and really enjoy the experience.
Yeah, it is. As I say, like out of the two carts that have just been released, I do feel the Atari one is better than the Tomb Raider. I do. Yeah.
I think the next few carts we've got coming up though are going to be real heavy hitters, like Gremlins Collection 2 with it's got Hogs of War on it, and it's saying like I think Hogs of War, I was just looking up the prices. If you want a physical copy of Hogs of War, it kind of goes for around 40 to 45 quid.
Wow,
for a physical copy of Hogs of War. So to get that on a cart with 3 other games as well, again it's loaded, reloaded and buggy. So I would be happy with that cart just for Hogs of War alone. So I think that is a great fun game. And then you've got loaded, reloaded and buggy. And then of course the next couple of carts we've got coming up after that, I've got the Neo Geo and what's it called? Neo Geo Windjammers, that's the one. Windjammers is great. Windjammers and friends.
Yeah, but Windjammers and Gremlin, they're together. Yeah, I think someone was saying
those two. Yeah.
But no, the don't sleep on that Gremlin Collection 2. It is phenomenal. As I said, I did do a preview on it, and Hogs of War is literally 3D worms. With Rick Miles' voice just taking the mic, doing all that stupid voices and that. It's so funny.
Just going to thought Toxo, you want to know about my steering wheel off topic. Oops, just got something shelf. That is my steering wheel. So it's got on here. I can set that to PC, PS4, or PS5.
And
so
VS, was that?
Yeah. So PC, PS4. Yeah, not on the VS, unfortunately. And then I've got this comes with the pedals. So there you go. You've got the pedals underneath. So I connect it all up to a little table, and that's what I'm using to play VR racing, primarily Gran Turismo 7.
Mate, that would make me feel sick.
It sits up there next to my Evercade, which is my Evercade's here at the moment. Put them back. There you go. Anyway,
so you've got loaded and reloaded. I found loaded a hell of a lot better than reloaded. Buggy wasn't too bad either. But I do feel it's actually a really good. I went into the cart not expecting much of them, and I was pleasantly surprised. I do feel there's some great games on there. That Hogs of War is just really funny. You find yourself just laughing at some, and the voice acting and stuff that he comes out with just cracks me up. But in regards to Windjammers and Friends, Windjammers is good, and I think it'll play amazing on the alpha. Is it Karnov? Yeah, that is tough. That one was quite tough. I don't know. I forget his name. Obsolete Worlds loves it, and he always goes on about. He gave us a bit of a history lesson on Karnov, but I found it a lot harder than what I was expecting. But it's not too bad. But Windjammers is definitely a great title on there. So, right, this caught us all off guard. Like no one, it just randomly came out of nowhere. This next topic, and that is Namco carts now are working on your VS. So originally when they came out, they're only for handheld only. Derek, do you know much more about this?
Yeah, it is an official in the update. It is to stay. So I know a lot of people have been asking for this certainly over the last almost 5 years. So it's brilliant, and hopefully everybody's delighted about it. So hopefully a large amount of people have already got the Namco cartridges 1 and 2. If not, hopefully they're able to source them and they're not too crazy a price. If that is the case, then obviously I'll look into it, as I do have a factory sealed selection of those cartridges, which perhaps I could sell in the Hangout for those which are missing them. But it is official from Blaze, and it is 100% done deal. You will retain that, so don't worry about future updates. They'll continue to work on there.
So this is actually, do you know what I mean? It's a lot bigger news than what people think, because it was just out of nowhere. They just shadow dropped it. They didn't tell anyone. It was just all of a sudden people were putting videos on. Oh, by the way, you can actually play your Namco carts now, because it was a bit odd how I think it was all down to licensing, wasn't it, Derek?
Yeah, it was just licensed originally for handheld, unfortunately. It was also doing the license there to allow it for console as well. But that's all done and dusted now. So hopefully that's the final sort of great sticking point. Whenever you're introducing anybody to the Evercade and they say, well, do all the cartridges work on there? And you've got to say, well, no, there's 2 that don't. It sort of makes it a bit of
it's a bit nicer to say, isn't it? Your cartridges will work across all devices, apart from these 2 that won't work now. Yeah, it's nice to say there's work on everything, because that's how it's really intended, isn't it, as well? And I left this comment on the screen about, does that mean that Blaze are back in talks with Namco if the licenses have gone from handheld only to now they can have it on other systems? Does that mean that Blaze are back in negotiations with Namco?
Well, they've never really been away from the Namco table. They're very, very welcoming people. As I said originally, there was going to be a Namco Collection 3 originally, featuring the original Splatterhouse, for instance, which was one of the ones. And then, it just happened that obviously the Evercade exploded, and Blaze went in so many different directions that, unfortunately, that one didn't come to fruition. In fact, you can even hear it mentioned in a Metal Jesus video back around around the time that he did one of his first reviews of the Evercade. But unfortunately, yeah, that one didn't come off. But could we see more Namco down the road? I say there's definitely a very, very good chance. And put it this way, we could not have an alpha with all these wonderful arcade games
that's
and
exactly
not
what I was
have
just thinking.
Namco on it, could we? Eh?
Random,
Come on.
random
I
one.
always go on about Namco's my favorite and how much I love Namco games. You know, from Time Crisis, Ridge Racer, you name it.
I was just about to say, I'll just say, Derek, if you could quickly create us a new Namco Gigakart, what would you have on it?
Oh my goodness
You
gracious!
just
Well, I
reeled
mean,
off a load there, anyway.
yeah, I mean, for myself personally, I would love to see a Ridge Racer collection with Rage Racer and Ridge Racer Revolution, and obviously Ridge Racer. Those three would be magnificent for me.
Mate.
I mean, obviously, I'd also love a Pac-Man collection because I'm a big Pac-Man fan. So I'd love a bit of Pac and Pow, all that sort of stuff in there would be real magic. But yeah, I mean, Namco's just got so many hard hitters across so many years. Literally, I mean, Blaze could reel off cartridges till the end of time. So yeah, for me, that would be an absolute must as Namco on the way. And yeah, I think you can tell from my excitement, there's certainly something cooking in the pot.
Yeah. So, guys, in the comments, build us your Namco collection free, but only have
And
it
I'll
about
let
6.
Blaze know the best
gonna,
one.
Yeah, you're only going to get about 6 games. So make sure
Well,
they're
like that
bangers.
one, Mr. Driller, love a
Oh,
bit of that. Oh, Soul Calibur,
Mr.
yeah, another of my
Driller, yeah.
favorites.
You forget how good Namco is and what licenses they do have.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm coming back to Pac-Man briefly. I've really liked Pac-Mania. I think that's probably one of my favorite Pac-Mans. Pac-Mania. It's just that slightly bit different, but it's still Pac-Man. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of the other Pac-Man games are just completely different games, like Pac Attack and things like that, or the platformy ones. But Pac-Mania is still Pac-Man, just with a slight angle and being able to jump over the ghosts.
Yeah, and jump over in it. Yeah. I love that. Loved it on the Master System. Loved it on the C64. It just is such a great game. But yeah, to have the arcade version would be magnificent.
Also, of just looking as I'm looking at some of the games you've got on the Namco carts at the moment. On Namco Collection 2, you have Weapon Lord, which is one of the fighters. So if that's now playable on the VS, that's the first time that people can actually have 2 players on it. Because if that's only been available on handheld, now you can have 2-player fights on Weapon Lord.
Yeah.
In fact, quite a few games on Namco Collection 2. You've got Tower of Dracula and Walkman are both 1 to 2 players. Not sure how you pronounce this. Philios Shoot 'em Up. That's got a 2-player option. Dig Dug 2's got 1 and 2. Gallagher, Pack Attack, and Burning Force. So yeah, loads of the games on Namco 2 are 2-player.
Yes, that's really opened it up, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm literally to do it. I'm just scrolling through, just trying to look at some Namco games just to see if there's anything on there. I didn't actually remember that it was Namco, but there's some great stuff.
And what have we got on? Just go have a quick look through the what's on Namco Collection 1. And again, lots of 2 players. You've got Battle Cars as 2, Dig Duggers up to 2, Galaxian, Liberal Rebel, Mappy Kids, Pac-Man, though I don't know if that's really a 2-player experience as such. It's just taking it in turns, and then Quad Challenge and Xenoverse. So there's actually only 2 games on that cart which are formerly 1-player. Metal Marines and Starluster. So everything else on that cart can be played 2-player, and now finally that can actually be experienced.
So you forget here that I don't know where Derek's gone. I've just looked through here.
He's gone to play the Namco card.
Yeah,
he was that excited he couldn't wait.
Yeah, Tim upset him, so he stormed off. You forget Point Blank, the old shooting games on the PS1.
I don't know how that would work on the current hardware we've got for Evercade.
Well,
Blaze could
maybe that's what's coming on this 5th anniversary. We're going to get a light gun.
I don't know. The thing is that light gun solutions are available out there, but
very expensive.
They're not cheap to do. That would be great at Tekken Trilogy, but I don't know if they could pull that off.
It can play PS1, so you should be able to get 1 to 3, shouldn't you? Really?
Yeah, that's interesting. Especially that would be great to play on the Alpha as well, wouldn't it? With the proper stick and buttons and stuff. But yeah, if Blaze could pull off a
Time Crisis.
light gun system, that would be insane. Yeah,
I didn't realize Time Crisis was Namco as well.
yeah. So you never know. They say nothing's off the table and never say never. But that's something I'd absolutely love to see, light guns on an Evercade bit kit. Yeah. They might need to bring out a whole new hardware for that. I don't know if they could get anything that would connect to a VS or anything, but we can see.
So, yeah, there's some fingers crossed. Well, I think Derek kind of let the cat out of the bag there, didn't he? He's saying that some Namco stuff coming. I think he's just not allowed to confirm it. So, whereas we can, I reckon there's definitely Namco cart coming. Don't you, Tim?
Yeah, I would be surprised if we don't see more Namco now that they've moved that license across.
So, right, this brings us into our next topic, which I'm hoping Derek, once he jumps back in, will be able to shed a bit more light on it. And it is the pre-orders in the USA have now been paused. They're not stopped forever. They've been paused. So this is what they released. So they're telling you that they've paused it from today, Monday the 28th of April. And you'll no longer be able to order anything, pre-order anything from Funstock US. And they're going to, not until the 17th of June is when they're going to let you know what the actual crack is. So that's all of May and halfway through June before they let the Americans back in, which it's madness. Like, we knew something was coming, and I get what they're saying. They don't want to like muck around their customers by having to add more on, and I get all that, but pausing all their orders, like you said, luckily if you are in Canada, this pause in service does not affect Canada for existing pre-orders to be dispatched to Canada. We apologize for any inconvenience. So they're actually you know what I mean, the fact that they've managed, they're not going to sell anything to America. How much of a big deal do you think this is for their business, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, I think they've got quite a large appeal, haven't they? So they do sell in a lot of different countries. I don't think they would make that decision lightly. So obviously they are going to, and it's good to know it's paused as well. So it's not going to completely stop. But yeah, I mean, it sucks for any collectors that are in the States that want to keep collecting. But I suppose, you know, put your pennies away, squirrel it away while it's paused, and then you can buy a backlog when it reopens again. So hopefully people don't miss out. But yeah, I don't know how it's going to impact them. But
well, you think are they now not going to get their Windjammers and Karnov and Friends, whatever it's called? That's a bit of a weird title.
I mean, again, they'll still. This is the thing, right? The thing that's going to really suck is if they pause being able to order, and if someone is a collector that wants a full set collection, and then something goes out of stock while it's paused, and then they can't get it. Do you know what I mean? Like if there's a limited edition pocket or something like that they want to get, and then it runs out, then yeah, that's probably going to be a real kicker for some people, which might even prompt them to stop collecting.
Well, yeah, I have reached out to the guys on the Evercade Effect, trying to get them to get back in touch with me, because I want to do a meet. I want to do some sort of show with them, and I want their thoughts. Obviously, them being Americans, I want them to know how this is going to affect them in the future. Are they going to stop? Are they going to? Do you know what I mean? Are they just going to sell up, like, and move on? Which is massive. I think, you know what I mean? You think, okay, you're going to pause it. I get why you're doing it, but pausing it for that long, for quite a while, and still hope, because Nintendo obviously paused their pre-orders, and everyone thought their console and all that was going to come back in at a higher price, and it didn't. The console still stayed the same. It still stayed the same price, but all their accessories all went up like $5. So other than their Switch dock that went up $10, everything else went up $5. So are they now, after they've just implemented a price hike on everything, are they now having to hike it again for the just? Do you know what I mean, just for the Americans to stay with Evercade? Because you think this whole Neo Geo deal, was to try and break America.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Gene's got it here. I think Derek knew it was coming, so he quickly done a runner. That's all. No, not really. He said he's allowed to talk about all kinds of stuff now, as long as it's from his own. It's like all what his thoughts kind of thing. He's not on anything else. But yeah, I'd say he was with us a minute ago, and he's just dropped off. His internet just went. So hopefully he can jump back in. I might have to quickly try and resend him the link to see if he can jump in. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll do that while we're talking. But I was saying, yeah, exactly. Does it now open it up for scalpers?
Scalpers, yeah.
In theory, what's stopping us from buying up a load of stock here of these Gremlin collections and stuff like that, and then flogging them over to the Americans for double the price? Do you know what I mean, how are Blaze going to counteract this? Because will this affect? They're trying to say they've got until today to pre-order. So does that still mean that they can still get Karnov and Friends and Gremlin Collection 2?
Yeah. I mean, is there anyone? I don't know if there's anyone in the chat that's affected by this. If there's anyone that is in the US or has friends or family out there that is affected, let us know if it's impacting you. And Derek's back.
Yeah,
Derek
sorry
is
about
back.
the temporary break there.
That's all right, Derek. It's happened to me plenty of times. I think you might have blue screen this time, not me. So yeah, we were just mentioning the effects the stocks, the tariffs are having over there at the minute, just whilst they're just paused for a month and a bit, and the effect they will have. And we were just saying, obviously they're trying to break America at the minute, and obviously this is awful news for them. What are you like? What other options were there? There isn't. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously they could just take everything like normal, and then all of a sudden all these guys. Oh, by the way, you've now got to add another $5 to all your carts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there was something you were saying earlier that it's not just America that this is affecting as well. It's also Australia. So our friends in Australia are having issues at the minute. I don't know. I think you knew more about that, didn't you, Derek? Before we started.
I think Derek might be frozen.
Derek is frozen again. So yeah. So before we went on air, Derek was saying about how he keeps getting contacted by people in Australia as well, because they also can't get carts from original source they were getting them from before, and if they get them through front stock, they have to pay all types of extra taxes on top as well. So it's not something that's just affecting America. I think it's also affecting other places in the world. And how do you feel that this is going to have an impact on the business, Tim? How do you feel that this is going to affect?
It's weird. I've been hoping this is all just a temporary thing, because obviously one of the things that's been talked about quite a lot on our other podcasts we do is the Switch pre-orders and things like that, and how these tariffs are affecting everything. So I'm no expert. I don't really think I can speculate too much about it all, because I'm just not informed enough to talk about it too much, because it's an area that I don't really know why they're what the end goal is here and what it's all going through. So hopefully for the consumers and the people who just want to get their hands on this stuff, it will all run its course and blow over, and then they can get back to just ordering stuff. So I just hope that people don't miss out on stuff in the meantime. So hopefully it's short-lived and they can get back to ordering stuff. It's weird about the pre-orders. So I mean, surely they can pre-order something and then hold it, and then when the tariff situation changes, then they could ship them. I don't know. I don't know if you can do anything like that.
It was only last time we were talking about it. It's kind of hard because where it doesn't affect us in 2 hack trouser accidents in a row for Derek. Yeah. It's such a shame. It's because this could muck their whole business up over there. Do you know what I mean? You've got some proper die-hard collectors over there that get the whole lot, and this could now affect them going forward. And it's just it's nothing they've done, bless them, at all. Do you know what I mean? It's not completely out of their hands. And I just think I think they were saying distributors out there like Songbird, I think it was, they've all just because Blaze have gone, we're pausing everything. They've now paused everything. So I'm not sure on the people that have placed their pre-orders. One, are they going to get what they've ordered? Two, are they then going to get hit with, oh, by the way, you've got to pay an extra $10, whatever it is? Do you know what I mean? Or like, and do you know what I mean? Like, they've obviously done this Neo Geo deal to break America, and because obviously that's a lot bigger over there than what it is over here. And then this has completely mucked them up. There's one thing that sticks with me that Derek said on our last TEP, and that was, well, they started the business in the pandemic, so surely they'll still be fine. And that's what you think. That's the one thing that I think, oh yeah, they did actually, didn't they? They actually released the Evercade in like 2020 when the pandemic was going on.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, think about it that way. They have been throwing quite a few curveballs, haven't they? They've had pandemic, they've had, you know, different licenses to have sort out, and then there was that shipment of was it the limited edition EXPs? Yeah, comments about the new distributor sounds like temporary pause set up the new distribution line. Yeah.
I think that's perfect, but it's just like it's just smuggling them into the USA, Gene. How can they get them in and sweep them in under the rug? I'm sure there'll be some sort of thing that like, everyone is watching Nintendo to see how they're going to try and do it. I think everyone will try and smuggle it back with them.
Yeah, the Evercade Baron. It would be like a speakeasy. People like getting their Evercades out and passing around cartridges. An Evercade speakeasy, I think.
Yeah. So there's not really much else we can say on this subject. It's just you just feel for them. And if you guys in the chat are from America, let us know. Are you going to carry on? Are you just like it's only a month and a bit, but are you like are you willing to pay more if it goes up $5? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
How does this really make you guys feel? And then, do you know what I mean? It's just, it's a crap place to be in.
I suppose that thing as well, sometimes it's not bad to like take a break from collecting because you can kind of save your money up, save your pennies. And sometimes I have periods where, cartridges have come out really fast. So I can't really keep up with them sort of thing sometimes. So I think it's good where, if there is a bit of a break between releases, you just got time to save up a bit, and then when you've got enough, you can get a couple of carts. Get a few things at once.
But it's like what you were saying earlier, Tim. So you were saying earlier, you were what you're doing is you're now putting old carts back into your actual handheld again, and going, you know what? I'm just going to randomly play these ones for a month, because like you're saying, like once I've got the amiibo wall behind me, which is what will happen soon.
Yeah.
Once you've got them, then there's nothing else I can do with them. Do you know what I mean? And that's a great idea to get one of your old carts, just chuck it in one of your handhelds and leave it in there, and then go back and play some of the old school games you haven't.
We've got Mason here, so he's in the USA. Go on without us. We'll catch up later. So there you go. We've got some people out in the USA who are going to catch us up once the pause has been lifted.
Yeah. And just let us know, are you willing to pay an extra $5 if that is what's going to happen? Because we have just had a price hike, haven't we? They've just hiked all your prices up, and then they go, oh, by the way, America, you can pay a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Then it becomes into that higher price bracket. Yes, so bringing me into my alarm, hopefully when Derek comes back in, we can get some questions. It might have to be dear Triangle Face.
Yeah.
Not dear Derek.
Dave, draw the chat. You'll have to get us a new jingle within the next 5 minutes. Got a question? Ask Triangle Face.
Yeah, new.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I won't know the answer, but you can ask me.
It would be quite funny. Or we can test Triangle's knowledge. Right, I think Derek's just come back in, but we'll give him a minute just to re-log in, see if he's all right. But I have the 3 new. And he'd be willing to pay $10 more. So that, you know what I mean? That's great news.
Yeah.
Right, Derek, are we back?
Hopefully, yeah, this time. So yeah, we'll see.
Mate, he's having technical issues. We've all been there.
Yeah, it never happens, but yeah, it's tonight, unfortunately.
It's frustrating as hell as well, don't it? There was one thing I found quite funny. It was this one from Nick. 2 trouser accidents in a row for Derek. Lay off them curries.
There you go.
That's quite funny. So before I was just about to move on, but before I do, Derek, is there anything that you're allowed to like reassure anyone about this whole pause that's going on, not just in America but in Australia as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and as I say, my inbox is really, really full at the moment, so I'm getting through people. But as I say, unfortunately, there are some people that are probably feel like they're waiting quite a while for me to answer them. But unfortunately, as I say, with so many in there, I want to try and get back to Blaze and get people the correct information. So it does take a little bit of time. So yeah, just be patient, and I will get through to you. Blaze are reviewing the American situation on a week-by-week basis, and the minute anything changes or there's a shuffle or the tariffs thing settles down, then obviously that's going to be their perfect chance to move and make good on it. But at the moment, as I say, it's just a week-by-week basis, and the Australian issue with people not being able to pre-order, I really am trying to tackle that with Blaze head on, I can assure you. And yeah, hopefully, we can get things going again, because I do appreciate there's taxes, there's import duties with Australia if you order from Funstock Games. So obviously you want to get it from your favorite retailer, Pixel Cribs, and therefore, as I say, I am trying to do everything I can to try and make that possible in the future.
Yeah, so if you are contacting Derek, he is actually taking your stuff on board and actually going to Blaze and trying to see what is going on. So if you aren't following Derek, why are you not? You need to be on X and follow Sir Top and Hat on there, because he is trying his best for you guys. It's like I was saying earlier, Derek. I said there's one thing you said in the last show that has stuck with me, and that is they got through the pandemic, so they can get through this.
Yeah.
So do you know what I mean? It's not the
Exactly.
end of the world. Like one of our guys in the comments earlier said, it's fine, we'll catch you guys up. So it's not, and they would be willing to pay $5 more if it still means they're going to get their super pockets. But so fingers crossed it all goes through. So that just brings me on to the last topic before the Derek question. So if you can, whilst we're on this topic, guys, if you want to get your questions in, Triangle Face will star them for us. And it is with this, the pre-order for the release dates for Neo Geo Arcade 1 has now changed. The new pre-order date is the 30th of May, 2025. The new release date is now August. Obviously, that's all been pushed back, but that hasn't just affected America. That has now affected all of us. So what was released was this one. Sorry, Derek, you've disappeared a minute.
That's all right.
So it's just saying we are moving the pre-order date of cartridges to the end of May. This allows them an opportunity to obviously try and work out what they're going to do over there in America for them guys. So it gives them a chance to sort it all out. And the next release date will be August. So you mean you guys could just do what Tim was saying earlier, do a shuffle on your cartridges, chuck one in, a random one in, just play some of the backlog, and hopefully we'll get some new stuff on this. So Tim, how are you feeling about the Neo Geo cart being delayed? Is this one you're looking to get?
Yeah, I mean, I think I will do eventually, but I'll probably be getting the other two that we mentioned as well. So I've got time. I don't think I'm gonna, I don't think it's a major worry that it's delayed a bit, because there'll be more carts, for me to play in the meantime. And it's not the only system I collect for. I'm also playing on other consoles, so I'm really in no rush to keep throwing my money at Blaze and getting more and more carts. So I'll be fine to wait for that one.
So yeah, for me, I'll come to you in a minute, Derek, but for me, this Neo Geo cart is a must-have. If you have an Evercade of any kind or a Hyper Megatech of any kind, I just loved it. I've pre-ordered. I said I've checked all the games, and I think it'll be phenomenal. It's what I wanted. If you see, I did do a little series. I still need to come back to it on games I want on Evercade, and Metal Slug was one of them, and it has come. So, bang! It was something I've wanted, and it is coming. So the fact that you'll be able to take that out and actually stick it in and play it on different areas, amazing. Really can't wait for this car. I do think there's some absolute. I just like I've said, if you've got an Evercade, you have to have it. I just feel you've got that. What else is on there? You've got King of Fighters 2000, very good. Shock Troopers was brilliant.
Yeah.
Sengoku is weird as hell. And Iron Clawed, and I'm not a shoot 'em up guy. I'm like Ryan, you know what I mean? I'm not that fussed on shoot 'em ups. That one I really enjoyed. I actually thought it was really good, and that's something I can get into. So for me, I'm a bit gutted it's been pushed back, but definitely day one for me, that one. Derek, how are you feeling about the Neo Geo card?
Yeah, I mean, as you say, there's some really good hitters on there. You can't go wrong with a bit of Metal Slug. King of the Fighters 2000 is brilliant. It really builds on the King of the Fighters 99, and also adds some new features, and also some old characters as well. When you're using one of the features, so yeah, you look out for certain characters as you sort of use this special feature during the fights, because you will see some cracking ones there. Yeah, I mean, as I say, it's a fantastic cartridge. A lot of people are very excited about this. I don't think the fact people are going to have to wait a little bit, as Tim says, lots of us play on many different platforms. I was going to get my Neo Geo collection out on the Wii this week, actually, and give Magician Lord a really good hammering. So, yeah, for me, as I say, I will be enjoying a bit of that Neo Geo on the run up to it. But yeah, we've lots of platforms. And as I say, even though I'm getting on top now of my Nintendo Switch backlog, I've got more games completed than I have waiting, so that's a good thing. But yeah, that little bit of extra time will just give me a chance to jump in there and yeah, give some of the games like Hogs of War, like Loaded, their time when they come out. And that's the thing, is about giving games like that their time in the sun, not just rushing them so you can get on to the next cartridge. So actually, over the summer, especially when it's hot, we want to be outside and you want to be in the water and things like that. You're not always inside gaming. So yeah, it just gives that little bit of extra time. So on the odd evening and things, we can plow deeper into the likes of Loaded 2 and have a great time and explore everything and find all the hidden stuff. So yeah, I think for Neo Geo fans, coming at the end of the summer is absolutely ideal. Even though obviously I would love it over the summer, it's fine. Going into the autumn there in September, yeah, that's lovely. And there's not too many games on the cartridges that you're going to have to spread your time about too much. So yeah, I think it could be better.
But that's the one thing you were saying, is the fact that you're now looking to play elsewhere, and that's because stuff's getting delayed. And that's the only thing that worries me.
Yeah, that was the only reason I actually picked the Switch up in the end, was because of delays. And now, as I say, I'm fully fledged. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to a lot of games that are coming on the Switch. I'm looking towards a Switch 2 perhaps as well. So yeah, I mean, all that is dragging money away from Blaze. So, but had those delays of last year, more hardware than cartridges sort of thing happened, I perhaps wouldn't have, jumped across, but it does. So, I'm an avid player. I'm playing games all the time. So yeah, I want to have access to lots of great titles. And I certainly, unfortunately, I don't want to wait months, especially in my time of life. I want to play it now. So yeah, it's very, very important.
So yeah, so do we now feel that this 15 cartridge year, is this now all going to get put back, or are we going to have a massive like December like we did a couple of years ago, wasn't it? Where it was like we had like all these carts coming out at once. Like, like you're like, whoa, okay, calm down. Like, yeah, so hopefully they can still kind of like keep them every couple of months rather than just like, here you go, here's 6 cartridges in like 2 months or something.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really tricky because obviously Blaze is imminent. They've got another cartridge announcement to come. And then obviously you're going to get announcements then in June and July subsequently, etc. But obviously they're going to have to be set over late September, October, November. Yeah, it's going to be quite a push towards the end of the year. And it does concern me, especially with the shape of the economy and how much free money people have got. Also, a lot of people I know are jumping in with those pre-orders with the Switch 2, for instance. So yeah, it's going to make it very difficult, I think.
Yeah, I just fingers crossed we get these games out and then get stuff pushed on. So that has now moved us on to everyone's favorite part, and that is, just let me quickly set it up ready, is Dear Derek.
you have a question? Well, now's your chance. It's time to ask Derek.
The lovely tones of Mr. David Newland music there always makes me laugh. So Derek, we've got some questions, not just like that have Drungle Faces starred, and we'll go straight with the first one here.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, does anyone recommend an arcade stick for Evercade? So Derek,
I would say
do you
the
reckon?
Nintendo Switch one.
Yeah, I would say the 8-bit dough.
Yeah, that's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is probably one of the best things I've bought. I loved it. The fact you can just plays on anything. It's a great arcade stick, and I think I picked it up for about 60 quid, 50 quid off Amazon, so it wasn't too much. Absolutely great arcade stick.
Out of interest, will it be Switch 2 compatible?
Well, I don't know, mate. That's the thing of, in Nintendo, everything that works originally on the Switch now won't work. You'll have to spend that extra money to buy all their other controllers.
Their version, yeah,
and their versions of it.
Just out of interest, I spoke to a company in the week that are making a Martop arcade joystick. Ooh. And I'll be keeping my eyes peeled on that one. And nice. Perhaps I'll have one on a future show. We'll see.
Amazing. Yes, we'll keep us in the chat. Next one, Darren Chapman. Why have we not seen any blues this year? Could we see a System 3, Gremlin, or a HCH2? What do you reckon there?
Computer Heroes, absolutely.
Well, yeah, home computer is definitely on the table. Yeah, definitely on the table. You're going to experience at least a couple of blue cartridges, so don't panic. And I think they're going to be worth your time. So, yeah, certainly keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, right. So what else we got on here? We got, dear Derek, will they reveal the mystery cart at the end of May? Revealed in the showcase video. So, well, when is that showcase? They say it was end of May?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that particular cartridge may not come in that showcase. It might come before that, just as a bit of extra excitement for everybody, especially with the delays and whatnot. So yeah, hopefully, that they'll pull that one a little bit forward, because obviously the showcase might feature something a little bit different, I'm thinking. But
yeah,
I
can't wait. This is the 5th year anniversary one, isn't it?
So it is, and it's big. Yeah, it's something I told you, you'll never guess it. So yeah, even people at home, you'll be wasting your life trying to guess it. You'll never guess it.
Oh, come on, Tim. What could it be? That's guys in the chat. Come on, I want some random guesses in a minute of what can be coming for this.
Outside the box.
Outside
the box. Yeah, the
Mm.
box. Music, television, you control.
Amazing. So, on to the next one. Someone's put in mystery cart hints. Mason show from America has.
Oh dear, no, I don't know about that. Oh my goodness gracious, no, we can't do any hints just yet. But yeah, maybe
Stay
on
tuned,
future podcasts. Yeah, maybe we can do one on the future podcast.
Dear Derek and panel, with Tomb Raider cart, what other movie game cart would you want to see? And what would we possibly get? I'd love to see Jurassic Park. So, yeah.
Go on, Tim.
Okay, I was going to say Jurassic Park is a good shout. Actually, I'd like to see Jurassic Park one, but maybe a Batman cart would be good.
Now that
would be good.
Yeah, there's quite a few Batman games you could fit on a cart, because there's some like Amiga ones and there's one thing like that. So yeah, Batman for me.
What about you, Derek?
Protect the innocent, uphold the law. Let's bring in RoboCop 1 and 2.
Yes,
that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? I would absolutely love that and Batman. It's great to see you mention Jurassic Park. I've had a bit of a conundrum recently. I saw the Jurassic Park collection on Switch for under £20. And I thought, should I grab it or not? I really did used to enjoy it on things like the Amiga and the Super Nintendo. So yeah, I've been in a bit of a dilemma there. But a collection on Evercade, I'd snap it up tomorrow.
Yeah, I think Jurassic Park would be great. For me, I know Gene put it in there earlier, actually, and I think that is Star Wars. You can get Star Wars, some of them ones on the Super Nintendo. As I said, if old LucasArts, let's actually, I'm sure you could pay him off, but yeah, If money
I mean,
was
there's a lot of Star Wars games as well.
there's
Isn't
a
there?
lot. Yeah,
Yeah, I
maybe
mean,
collection
yeah, I mean,
1, collection
yeah.
2, collection 3.
Yeah, there'll be a
do a
few.
collection one with Super Star Wars, Super
Oh,
Empire
mate.
Strikes Back, and Super Return of the Jedi would be amazing. I'd love to see the original one that they also ported to home computers and whatnot. That had the little thing. That would be fantastic. Yeah, I would love to see that. I mean, there's so many great Star Wars games. So yeah, for me, it would be a really also some PlayStation ones as well, weren't there? So
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started on this one. Disney. 0 points just asked. Oh, mate. Imagine some of them Disney games, like them classic Lion Kings.
yeah, exactly. I
Aladdin.
mean, I love the Lion
Jesus.
King. I played that to death. Really love it. Aladdin, another massive one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there would be some brilliant ones. I love Castle of Illusion, especially if it's the Master System
Oh,
version.
mate, I forgot Mickey Mouse.
Maybe just
Yeah.
a Mickey Mouse part. There's been plenty of Mickey Mouse games in there, like
Yeah, I
World
mean,
of
Lucky
Illusion, Castle
Timekeeper on the
Illusion.
Master System's a
Yeah.
brilliant version as
Yeah.
well.
You forget how many good games Disney made back in the day. And it, well,
Yeah,
say
Chip
made,
and
but
Dale,
used,
DuckTales.
yeah, Chip and Dale.
Oh,
Oh yeah, all the
DuckTales.
DuckTales ones. What was the other one I was going to say? Jungle Book game.
oh
as well.
yeah, that's another
Yeah.
classic.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one, Aliens Predator Collections. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome.
wow. Yeah, right.
And Alien 3. I like that one. That
Alien,
was a good
yeah,
one.
that was phenomenal. And the arcade one was great as well. That'd be great on the alphas.
Yeah.
I played through on that. So right, next question. God, mate, what a question! That was an amazing question. Bit of a random one here though, from Carl saying, "Dear Derek, when's our next 3 game on Evercade?" I don't know. Yeah, when would it be?
Yeah, well, it's not long now. It's not long now. Literally, I think it's like next week or something like that. So yeah, it'll literally come out. There'll be a bit of a firmware update, one that you might want to check out and find out what else is happening, especially after you've had your Namco carts. So yeah, definitely keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah. So like you said, I forget we are in to the last couple of days of the month already. That's mad.
Yeah.
It's like, where has April gone? Like, mental. Next one. Retro dude Carl Young. Has anyone got an trackable to work on an Evercade? I haven't.
Funny enough, Blaze Entertainment have.
Ooh.
But I can't say any more than that, I'm afraid.
Oh, mate. That's amazing. Retro dude, I think you might have got the out of the box question for this Evercade and coming up, mate. That's quite a good quite a nice hint there from Derek. Next one, 0 points actually. Do you think Sega will ever happen, or is it just a pipe dream?
Oh, 100%, 100% Sega. Yeah, I mean, at the moment they've obviously been enjoying, sort of a bit of a rebirth with their mini consoles and things like that. But yeah, I mean, they're totally up for licensing. Obviously, that's a little bit more expensive, and they're a little bit more protective over their IPs, which is rightfully so. But yeah, there's no reason why they won't come in the future.
Amazing. Dear Derek, do you think the N64 game Glover see more N64 games on Evercade? Maybe Blaze can talk with Microsoft and convince Rare to make a collection.
Again, I mean, it wouldn't be off the table. I definitely think there will be more N64 in the future. There's certainly some potentially good ones out there, and maybe even ones which Blaze are looking into. So yeah, I mean, obviously we would love things like a Banjo-Kazooie collection, Conker's Bad Fur Day, anything like that would be fantastic. I mean, Rare are the masters. So yeah, anything from Rare would be wonderful. Even the original Donkey Kong Countries are really outstanding games and hold up well in modern day. So yeah, I would love to see anything like that on Evercade.
But whenever you say Nintendo 64, yeah, all I think about is the wrestling games.
Yeah,
And
No
do you know what I
Mercy
mean?
and all that lot.
How good would it be to
NWO
have?
Revenge. Oh man,
Do you know what I mean? Revenge was fun. Yeah, No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000. Do you know what I mean? Get a WWE one licensed over there. I think that'd be that would be a killer for me.
oh
you'd
yeah,
only need
definitely.
you'd only need the one cart. Do you know what I mean? Works on VS and or a wrestle. Yeah, mate. So Tim, if you could have an N64 game, what would it be?
Oh, you've already answered the wrestling ones. I think something else to go on there.
Yeah, come on.
The thing is, the only ones I can think of top of my head are all like, first party games from Nintendo. So,
Which you got no chance, but
no, you got no chance of that. I really don't know. Just trying to think what else.
what about you though, Derek? What he's thinking then? What would you have?
Well,
One
I'll tell
N64
you an
game. What would you have?
interesting one I purchased late on in the life of the N64, and it was absolutely magnificent. And I prefer this over the PS1 version any day. And that, of course, is Resident Evil 2.
Oh,
That was
Resident
a
Evil
masterclass
Collection. Could
on
you
the
imagine that?
N64, and nothing that couldn't, potentially
Already
come to
run.
Evercade there.
I thought you were going to say Leisure Suit Larry, but that's
Ah.
what Triangle Face is going to say, isn't it? Just testing he's listening.
Oh,
So
no.
we had Glover. When we talk about what's it called? F-Zero would be first party again, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be first party. Come on, Triangle, before we move on.
No. Just trying to think. I'm just doing a quick Google of some stuff on there. We've already had 40 Winks because we've got the PS version.
Yeah.
What have we got here? I was having a little list. What about Earthworm Jim 3D? When they can
again,
one,
yeah,
two,
I
three,
forgot.
back.
I thought you was going to say
doing it.
Superman 3D.
So for me, it's a big thing. I want games I can't get anywhere else. I don't want Legacy of Kain where I can buy a remaster. I don't want Tomb Raider where I can buy a remaster with better controls and things like that. I want to buy games I can't buy anywhere else. And yeah, for me, Earthworm Jim 3D, it wasn't as good as obviously the first two, but nonetheless, though, it's still a bit of history. And I think people would benefit from enjoying it.
Also, wasn't there like a random like Beetle driving game on there? Like
there was.
There was one there. Like so that'd be quite
Beetle
random.
Adventure Racing.
There you go. See, Nuno was on there. Silicon Valley was another one.
Yeah. Silicon Valley, Blast Corps. Yeah.
Blast Corps.
By Rare.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that'd be phenomenal if we could get some of that. So moving on, dear Derek, should we expect monthly firmware updates?
If required, then they'll obviously be added on to highlight of the month. But hopefully there won't be too many going forward. But Blaze are working on a couple of fixes and things at the moment, so surely they'll come in in the coming months.
Yeah, I got one from Gene. Dear Derek, do you fear for your life after saying that about the track and ball comment?
No, it's been a long time in the pipeline, believe it or not. You wouldn't actually believe that Blaze have been fiddling with that since about the first Atari cartridge came out. But with great success, I might say, with great success. So a lot of these things are very long in the pipeline. So you never really know how long it's going to take until it actually, you might see something.
Dear Derek, thoughts on a possible cheaper version of the Alpha without preloaded games? So what would you reckon it'd be, like the Alpha -R?
It could be, yeah. I mean, Blaze have taken this point that a lot of people would like an Alpha without any games built in, perhaps packaged with a couple of top carts. I mean, I would buy one tomorrow if it was packaged, for instance, with a Sega cartridge with things like Outrun and Outrunners. Brilliant Sega games like that on it would be magnificent. Space Harrier, anything like that. Yeah, line me up. I would love that if I could pick up a cartridge and then just swap it into my EXP or my Versus. That would be fantastic. So yeah, Blaze have taken this point just the same as they did with the Versus and obviously the EXPR, which doesn't come with a cartridge. So instead, you can just buy the unit. So obviously, it did take a little bit of time to make that happen, but nonetheless, it did. So yeah, they have listened.
Yeah. Dear Derek, could there be any more associations with Taito? Could we finally get a cart?
Yeah, I mean, again, the whole idea of doing that Super Pocket with Taito was to open airwaves and to try and build a bit of a relationship. I don't think it's the last we're going to see a Taito, and just as well because they're one of my favorites.
Yeah, they're one of my favorites as well.
I love Rainbow Islands. I love Bubble. I love Paracel Stars. I love New Zealand Story. They've got so many fantastic games.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I've only started this next one because it says on here about Earthworm Jim 4. maybe Blaze secured the rumoured Earthworm Jim 4. And I only say that about Mika because when we had Mr. Talarico on many, many moons ago, he was going on about Earthworm Jim 4. And he was saying the fact that you could record. One of the things was you recorded you could record whatever you wanted and set it to a gun. And he said, but the thing is, people would just be putting swear words. So every time you shoot, you just get all these swear words coming out. So, yeah, I just saw that and thought it was quite funny. Right, Mr. Skippins, dear Derek, as we have Boulder Dash 64, could we see the Amiga game? What was that? Werner Flash Viper. This game is like Boulder Dash, but now adds many enemies to avoid. This would be awesome to see.
Yeah, again, more Boulder Dash games would obviously be amazing. I'd spoken to Retro Souls previous to obviously the problem with Russia. They've made an amazing Mega Drive style of Boulder Dash game, which I think everybody would really love, and the graphics are great. But yeah, unfortunately, we can't have that one at the moment, but perhaps in the future that might be something. But yeah, more Amiga games, and especially ones like that, which really build in the nostalgia, would be wonderful. And it's certainly one that I'll pass along to Blaze to look into.
Yeah, I was just looking at these comments here. Toka touring cars. Oh, that Codemaster and the Colin McRae ones. Them Colin McRae rally games were fantastic. So, one random one for me, last one to finish on. If you could bring any game to the Evercade, what would you bring and why? Going to you, Tim. I'd like to catch you off.
Any game.
From, I would say, N64 downwards.
Yeah. I would say game nice on the Evercade would be a Lundra, because I don't think we'd ever get anything like Zelda. A Lundra, it's a top-down sort of very similar to Zelda style RPG. We enter people's dreams.
It's a new one to me.
I think it's one where
Freddy Krueger.
No, not like that. But, look it up, because that's why. Because I don't think many people would have heard of it. And actually, it's a really good game.
Great,
it's definitely worth looking up.
What's it called? A Lundra.
A Lundra, yeah.
While Derek's talking, you need to find that and screen share it. See what it's like. What about you, Derek?
Any game to the Evercade.
Any game from N64 downwards.
Oh my goodness gracious, they're really.
I better think of my one while I'm asking.
Yeah, there are so many, and I mean, there's some wonderful home computer ones as well, which are, I think people really would benefit from. One I'd like to see that I think people would enjoy is one called Dragon Breed, where you used to ride a dragon, and I mean, that was pretty good fun. I think people would enjoy that one. Or, of course, Rainbow Islands. That one always goes down well. And it's a fantastic arcade or home computer. Has some brilliant conversions. So,
brilliant. So,
that's a Lundra.
What's this? A Lundra? There's a second one as well, is there?
Yeah, there you go.
So it's like a Zelda ripoff, is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, that'd be good. Without the Nintendo tag attached to it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say, other than the Nintendo 64 wrestling games, all the SmackDown games from PS1, mine would have to be, either one of them or Pro Evolution Soccer. There's a Konami. Me and my brother would play that for hours. The Master League on it is phenomenal. Me and my mates used to have like cup, like we used to put money in, and the winner would take the pot. You know what I mean? Like a bit like FIFA nights back in the day. So yeah, Pro Evolution Soccer for me. What about you, Tim?
I was just about to say I'll change my answer. If I could get any game on the Evercade,
Alicia Dragoon, no.
No, I'd say it will be Escape from Melee when I finish making it, so I can get my own game.
Yeah. Right. So, one more thing. I just thought of this has come to my head. If they released an Evercade, not an EXP, but if they've done like the Switch, when they call it the EXP2, what one thing would you want on this device and why? So if you could, like, one thing that you could upgrade, say they're going to bring out a brand new EXP2, what one thing would you have on it? And we'll go with you. Wait. Oh, okay. Tim's already it.
Sorry.
Light gun support. So how are you going to get this magical light gun to work on your? On your
I don't know. That's for someone else to figure out. Light gun that works on modern TVs, and give me a Namco collection with like Point Blank and Time Crisis. Boom. Done.
So no dock. So you're just playing this on your
Oh,
EXP,
yep.
are you?
Yeah, play it on the EXP. Yeah, just plug it in.
Okay. Derek, what about you? If there's one thing you could bring.
Well, if there's one thing I could bring, it'd be
There's some
dual
big ones
analog
there.
sticks.
Yeah, I was just about to click on that. Retro
Yeah.
do it again.
Dual analog sticks. Then you can bring the likes of Hotline Miami and things like that to it, so we can really open it up for quite a bit of indie stuff. So yeah, I think that would be the prime thing, really.
Mine would be make it play PS2 backwards. So from PS2 backwards. So then we're now opening up this back catalogue. Yeah, I reckon there's something in the pipeline that.
Well, it's above my pay grade, that room, so I can't see in there. But it's not to say I don't know what's going on. And yeah, you never know if there is.
Mate,
But
could
yeah,
you imagine if, like you said, you want dual sticks, better screen, play PlayStation 2-ish backwards, amazing. So yeah, EXP to XL or something like that. What do you call it?
I mean, that is potentially the idea with a future one, is that it will run 100%. The likes of the PS2, the GameCube, etc. So yeah, fingers crossed, it all works out.
Touch screen. Look, you forget all this. I don't even forgot about touch screen.
Yeah, touch screen would be wonderful. I mean, bring in some of those 3DS games then.
There you go. Look, Nick's got your thing working, Triangle Face. You can have a light gun sensor bar back on like you were on the Wii. So yeah. Exactly. So that is episode 56 in the bag. Thank you everyone for joining us. As usual, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Hopefully the whole world has got back to normal and the Americans are back with us and able to order carts by then. So before we go, a bit of housekeeping. Derek, where can we find you? What you all about?
Yeah, so come over, find me. I'm on Twitter, or X as it's now known. I'm also on Blue Sky, so you can go across to there and find me too. And then obviously if you do have any problems, my inbox is always open, so don't ever feel it's too much to reach out to me. But obviously it can take time to get an answer from Blaze. It's not always immediate depending on how busy they are, so obviously it can take a little bit of time to get that reply, but I'd rather get you a genuine one than just try and fob people off.
Yeah, and that's what Derek's about. He's not going to just fob you off. He's actually going to the source and trying to find out for you guys. Talk about Blue Sky. We have just set one up. I set one up earlier. So we are now on Blue Sky as well. So if you
look out for you on there.
As Total Video Gamers, we are now on there. I literally done it early before I went out to football.
You could be one of the first people to follow us.
Yeah. So have a look for us on there. Tim, what have we got coming up? Where can we find you?
Well, I'm mostly posting on the Facebook group, but I might also now be posting in Blue Sky, so we'll see what goes on with that. And yeah, we're back again next week for Uncensored. Yeah, I mean, Timmy's Tanks will be back, so come join us for Uncensored next week.
So thank you to everyone joining us. If you are listening to us on podcast, because I do upload us, get over to YouTube. Give us a follow, give us a like. And guys, in the comments section now, please all like the video for us because it helps us on the algorithms. Also, leave us some comments. Let us know what have you enjoyed? What else would you want us to talk about? You wanted me to do more polls on Evercade content? Let us know. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Tim Triangle Face. Ollie, I hope that trouser accident isn't too bad, mate, and hasn't made too much mess. We will see you guys in the next one. See ya.